During the 2025 annual meeting of Jehovah's Witnesses, they released a brand new Caleb and Sophia video. And I'll be completely honest with you, from the first time that I watched this, I had to mute because boy oh boy, this was like turbo sucky. So I'm just going to put this warning here in the very beginning that this caused some type of actual like physical malediction inside of me, and I don't want to spread that out in there into the world, so you have been warned, because this one does include a song as well. So buckle up, it's gonna be a bumpy ride.
Hey boy. Hey buddy. Here boy, here boy. Where is he?
Woo!
Okay, roll over. Good boy.
Okay, kids, are you ready?
Grab your things and let's go.
Let's go, Sophia. Coming.
All right, so this little animated turd here is playing with a dinosaur. Now, the whole theme of this thing is going to be trying to teach children how to learn things from observing creation, as the Bible says. So just got to keep that in the back of your mind. But first, dinosaurs. What do the Jehovah's Witnesses, how do they weasel their way out of explaining away the dinosaurs? They claim that they're not young Earth creationists, but they low-key kind of are young Earth creationists. So their explanation is a little fascinating. So if you go on jw.org and type in dinosaurs, the first thing you'll find is this article. What does the Bible say about dinosaurs? It acknowledges that there's no direct reference to them. And then it has this bit of information. Rather than appearing gradually as if by evolution, dinosaurs appear abruptly in the fossil record. That is just a lie. That is not true. It's not accurate. There's no scientific backing to support that. In fact, all of the scientific evidence directly contradicts that. A quick Google search will lead you to this. Or if you can't be bothered with that, chickens. There's your answer right there. All right. Now, what happened to the dinosaurs? The Bible does not comment on the disappearance of dinosaurs. However, it does state that all things were created because of God's will. So God clearly had a purpose for making dinosaurs. When that purpose was fulfilled, God allowed the dinosaurs to become extinct. So in a video about them trying to extract lessons about the personality of God, they're going to open it up with Caleb playing with a dinosaur, which you must ask the question, what lesson is that going to teach him? It's going to teach him a lesson that according to current Jehovah's Witnesses belief, that creatures, living, breathing, thinking creatures that existed here on planet Earth that God created and did exist for millions of years, tens of millions of years. God just said, yeah, I don't really like them very much. I think I'll just send down an asteroid to eviscerate all of them. What are we doing, Watchtower? What are we trying to accomplish? You don't have to have a dinosaur, like a toy. You could just pick a car, pick anything else. Why do you have this? But it's even worse than that. Because if you do a little bit of digging into Jehovah's Witness old school theology, you'll find that they actually used to teach... I can't even say this without laughing. That the real reason the dinosaurs disappeared was because of Noah's flood. Oh, yep, they're not young Earth creationists, but they do think that dinosaurs and And humans were walking the planet at the same time right up until the flood. They even have an old picture that they've conveniently photoshopped, because it is pretty embarrassing, showing dinosaurs struggling and swimming. Oh no, the dinosaurs are going down in the waters, Captain. This is absolutely hilarious. I don't know why they choose to have the dinosaur toy. It's super troll, but there's just my quick little, I don't even know, thoughts on it.
Hey, Dad. Does Jehovah eat food?
No, but he made it taste yummy for us.
Does Jehovah sleep?
He doesn't sleep, but he wants you to get a good night's rest.
Does Jehovah have fun?
Of course, Jehovah invented fun.
Dad, what does Jehovah look like?
He's a spirit. That means he's invisible, just like the angels.
But when angels look at Jehovah, what do they see?
You have deep questions, my son.
God created fun. You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. The Almighty of the universe, he created fun. I'm gonna push back on this. Let's just have a little bit of fun while we're here. We're talking about fun. Let's just get into the mind of God and his fun-loving ways. Exodus 21 verse 20. And in case a man strikes his slave man or his slave girl with a stick, and that one actually dies under his hand, that one is to be avenged without fail. However, if he lingers for a day or two, he is not to be avenged. Why? Because he is his property. So our fun-loving God decided, hey, I'm going to write one book with some rules. I'm going to give that to humanity so they can maximize their fun-loving, hunky-dory, hootin', nanny, hollerin' good time. And he said, now make sure that you keep in mind that I don't want you to beat your slaves to death all the time. If you beat them, that's totally fine. Just make sure they don't die within 24 hours. It's okay to own people, and it's okay to beat those people that you own, as long as they don't die within 24 hours. 24 to 48. We can be a little loosey-goosey out here when we're having a goofy, silly, good old good time. If you read the Bible, I don't think that the immediate conclusion that you're going to come to is that God created fun.
I don't know what they see, but do you know what we can see?
Romans 1, verse 20. Can you please read that for us, sweetie?
Sure. For his invisible qualities are clearly seen from the world's creation onward, because they are perceived by the things made. So, when we see creation, it's like we see him?
Yes. When we look at all the wonderful things he made, we learn what kind of person he is.
See that glow? It's called bioluminescence.
Jehovah's such an artist. Everything he made is beautiful.
Looking to creation to understand the personality of God is a very bad idea, especially when you don't believe in evolution. Why? Well, because if you don't believe in evolution, then God must have created all of the pathogens and viruses and diseases that have plagued humanity throughout our history. Just take a couple of them. The Spanish flu. What did that kill? Like 25 to 200 million people? The bubonic plague. That's like 100 to 500 million people. Smallpox. Similar numbers there. Upwards of over 200 million people dead because of God's perfect creation? Or how are you going to explain that? Big guy? Evolution's not real, so if we don't have evolution, then where did these things come from? I swear, this is I think this is why I don't watch these, the Caleb and Sophia. I've historically, I don't like them. I don't enjoy them. People on YouTube seem to like them and enjoy them, so I make videos when new ones come out, but I still haven't even watched all of these old ones. I literally can't be bothered. My brain, like, shuts off when I hear them talking because it's so stupid. This is a stupid, silly thing. Why am I ruining my day over this? I really don't know. Anyway, let's move on.
What's your favorite thing Jehovah made?
My favorite thing. Outer space! Whoa!
These are giant molecular clouds. Stars are born here.
So many stars! They're actually giant nuclear furnaces. Jehovah made them so beautiful.
Yes, and he even gave each star a name.
Jehovah is so powerful.
What?
Huh?
Whoa.
What about you, Sophia? What's your favorite thing Jehovah made?
The brain.
Me too. These are brain cells called neurons.
That tickles.
That was a message traveling through Caleb's neurons. They're everywhere.
It's amazing. Jehovah is so wise.
All right, this is just a bunch of malarkey because it's trying to indoctrinate or infect children with the idea that Jehovah's Witnesses are not anti-science. They are very anti-science. That's all I have to say about it. This video concludes with a song. I'll give you a snippet of it now because I'm tired of listening to this crap.
I'm looking for Jehovah. What do I see? Trees and glowing creatures and stars beyond my reach. But is there more to see? Is he real to me? He says he's like a potter who molds me just like clay. He helps me change my thinking. He guides me every day. Is there more to see? Is he real to me? One day I was so sick I couldn't play outside, but he was there for me. Yes, he cares for me. Jehovah is real.
Yep, Watchtower staying on brand by saying highly responsible things to children, such as, hey, if you get sick, don't worry, God will be there and he will care for you. I don't know how else a child is meant to interpret that information other than, you know, God's going to care for me or offer some type of physical protection. And telling children or, you know, indoctrinating them with this vague concept that Jehovah is there and he's going to protect you, while there are countless examples of Jehovah's Witnesses going through all manner of mayhem and chaos without experiencing any of Jehovah's protection. It's one of the worst things about being a Jehovah's Witness, if I'm completely honest with you. I made an entire video about it, but like when you really start breaking down what that protection means, and then you force a Jehovah's Witness to say, oh, well, it's not physical protection. And you're like, okay, great. I'm glad that we agree, even despite what Watchtower says, that God is not going to offer any physical protection. So it must mean spiritual protection, right? I'm like, yeah, well, of course, yeah, he's protecting us spiritually. Perfect. Then how do you explain away people that have literally spent their entire lives believing a lie? What do you mean? If the Jehovah's Witnesses change their doctrine sufficiently to where it's unrecognizable to someone that believed it 20, 30 years ago, that means that that doctrine, that spiritual protection that they had, was a lie. All of the rules, all of the types and antitypes, all of the prophecies, the generation this, the blood this, and the blood fractions, and then maybe not fractions, and maybe not blood, and organs, and shunning, and not shunning, and then shunning again, all of this, all of that is a lie. So, on both counts, according to Jehovah's Witnesses, you will get, if you are a Jehovah's Witness, you will get neither physical protection or spiritual protection. So if you're looking for spiritual protection, get the heck out of there. That's all I'm going to torture you guys with today. Thank you so much for watching. If you're still around, don't forget to drop a like on the video. It's very much appreciated. It helps get out to more people on YouTube. And with all of that being said, stay safe, be kind, and always remember that the true fountain of youth is curiosity. Now go out there and have a good ass day.